How's it? I'm Krista. Welcome to Diamond Cornerstone. And root cause failure analysis. In engineering, that's where we look for what is the root cause, what's causing something to fail. In our society, as we know it, major upheaval at the moment between wars and changing climates and trade and friends and enemies and our inability to adapt. I believe the root cause for this is, and it's a single chapter in the classic Bible. Now, the Bible is the first 5 books can be seen from a Judeo-Christian perspective as the first 5 books of the Bible, considering that it was set in Egypt. There would also have been people of, Egyptians, and therefore people of Arabic descent. So therefore, this one chapter could actually be the root cause of why society is outsourced to leadership and economics. I think I'm putting it nicely there because I'm actually kind of So this is the chapter. It's Genesis 47, and it is in our genetic memory, our cellular memory, our modern memory, because we're still preaching out of this Bible. And this is how I see it. So we've got to maybe go back to a time pre-Genesis 47, and we have a lot of stuff to contemplate. So here goes. This is the root cause failure analysis. I'm reading the whole chapter, and this is where it all started. This is where the collapse of humanity started. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh, "My father and my brothers with their flocks and their herds and all that they own have come from the land of Canaan, and they are in the land of Goshen." And from among his brothers he took 5 men and presented them to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to his brothers, "What is your occupation?" And they said to Pharaoh, "Your servants are shepherds, both we and our fathers before us." Moreover, they said to Pharaoh, "We have come to sojourn in the land. For your servants have no pasture for our flocks, for the famine is very severe in Canaan. So now we pray you, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen." And Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, saying, "Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Make your father and your brothers dwell in the best of the land. Let them live in the land of Goshen, and if you know any men of ability among them, put them in charge of my cattle." And Joseph brought in Jacob his father and presented him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh asked Jacob, "How old are you?" Jacob said to Pharaoh, "The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and they have not attained to those for the life of my fathers in their pilgrimage." And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from his presence. Joseph settled his father and brethren and gave them a possession in Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh commanded. And Joseph supplied his father and his brethren and all his father's household with food according to needs of their families. In course of time, there was no food in all the land, for the famine was distressingly severe, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan hung in doubt and wavered by reason of the hunger, privation, starvation of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan in payment for the grain which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money was exhausted in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, "Give us food. Why should we die before your very eyes? For we have no money left." Joseph said, "Give your livestock, and I will give you food in exchange for them, if your money is gone." So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and he gave them food in exchange for the horses, flocks, cattle of the herds, and the donkeys. and supplied them with food in exchange for all their livestock that year. When that year was ended, they came to Joseph the second year and said to him, "We will not hide from my lord that our money is spent. My lord also has our herds of livestock. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our lands. Why should we perish before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land in exchange for food, and we and our land will be servants to Pharaoh, and give us seed to plant, that we may live and not die, and that the land may not be desolate." And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field. Because of the overwhelming severity of the famine upon them, the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities and practically made slaves of them, at their own request, from one end of the borders of Egypt to the other. Only the priests' land he did not buy, for the priests had a fixed pension from Pharaoh and lived on the amount Pharaoh gave them, so they did not sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "Behold, I have today bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Now here is the seed for you, and you shall sow the land. At harvest time, when you reap the increase, you shall give 1/5 of it to Pharaoh, and 4/5 shall be your own, to use for seed for the field, and as food for you, and those of your households, and for your little ones." And they said, "You have saved our lives. Let us find favor in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants." And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt to this day, that Pharaoh should have the 5th part of the crops, except for the priest's land only, which did not become Pharaoh's. And Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they gained possessions there and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So Jacob reached the age of 147 years. When the time drew near that Israel must die, he called his son Joseph and said to him, "If now I have found favor in your sight, put your hand under my thigh and promise to deal loyally and faithfully with me. Do not bury me, I beg of you, in Egypt, but let me lie with my fathers. You shall carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burying place." And Joseph said, "I will do as you have directed." Then Jacob said, "Swear to me that you will do." And he swore to him, and Israel bowed himself upon the head of the bed. And this is the one chapter that has set us up for slavery. Slavery to the economics, slavery to the king, the Pharaoh. But I'll speak about this for the rest of the week. But it's worth a moment to contemplate why humanity is subservient to the economics. Blessings for the day. Welcome to the Diamond Cornerstone. Welcome to Cornerstone to our new earth. And let's make it a diamond. You are the diamond. Blessings.